Well, hey, thank you so much for being here. Everybody,
Oh, thank you.
this is HAYLA. She is on tour right now. Where in the world are you right now?
I am. I'm actually in Cambridge in Boston. So
Oh,
yeah.
cool. Very nice. Are
Mm.
you enjoying the sights in Boston?
Yeah, we only just arrived this morning. So yeah, I'm hoping to get out, go to a museum, maybe catch the town a little bit and just,
Okay.
yeah, do a bit of sightseeing.
Little Sam Adams brewery tour or something. Where you
I mean, yeah,
where
I
you
could
where
do
you
that.
playing tonight?
We're not actually. I've
Oh,
got 2 days off just here in the city.
nice.
So yeah, we've got the gig on Wednesday, which
Sweet.
will be really
Okay.
cool.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we're very excited to have you. We actually met at Project Glow at the Nina Geraci set. And so I'm very excited to
Yeah.
actually get to talk to you because it was really loud and we couldn't really hear each other. And so it's very nice to have this time with you.
Oh,
You
well, thank you
just
so much for, yeah, meeting.
you just had an album come out on July 30th. How does it feel to have that out?
Mm. Do you know what? It's funny because I've lived with it for such a long time that now it's out, it's perceived, you know? So I think
Yeah,
it's kind of like, it's nice to sort of have the reaction from audiences and also as well, because it is slightly different from the material that I've previously released. But yeah, it's been really, really nice. And I'm just, yeah, really happy that I was able to release it.
yeah. This one is called Dark. The previous one is
Yes.
Dusk. They're both times of day. Is there
Mhm.
something special about those times of day to you?
Yeah, basically, I chose the titles because they're the most magical times of day to listen to music, in my opinion. So I think dusk is a beautiful time of day to listen to music, and also in the darkness, in the dark,
Yeah.
because it's kind of the only thing that you can really focus on, So yeah, they're kind of the theme of the album titles is just, yeah, the most beautiful times of day to listen to music, I feel.
What are you listening to during those times usually? Is there a go-to?
Do you know, recently I had a little look at like what I've been listening to recently. I've been listening to a lot of Blonde Shell and Smashing Pumpkins, a lot of Deftones, because always.
Hell yeah.
This morning I was listening to Nick Drake, Pink Moon, which is one of my favorite albums of all time.
So good.
Yeah, so good. And yeah, I love listening to like classical piano, so things with no lyrics and jazz. And other than that, yeah, like a lot of hardcore and metal,
Yeah.
really. So yeah, bit of a mixture. Yeah.
That's so sweet. Well, is this going to be sort of a trilogy? Is it going to be, the next one's going to be midnight or something? Do you have an idea for another time in the day that you like?
I do.
Yeah. You don't have to
I
share
don't
if you
know whether
can't.
people might have an idea. No, I haven't written it yet, so I probably won't share it. But I do have an idea about what I want to do next, and I do know kind of, yeah, I know what the title's going to be, and
Nice.
maybe people have figured it out already. I don't know.
Well, your first two albums are really different instrumentally, but I feel like tonally they're both sort of about like grieving and anxiety and just being stressed and
Mm.
sad. First off, are you good? Is everything okay? Like,
Yeah,
who
yeah.
hurt you? Who do we need to hurt?
No, no. I mean, do you know what? It's funny. I do call my music sad bitch music because I just think that, like, yeah, I'm inherently melancholy. I think
Yeah,
so. It's my favorite mood,
yeah.
apparently. But yeah, I'm okay.
That's good. That's good. I feel like
Yeah,
it's a pretty
thanks for
cathartic
asking.
thing to be making music. But I did want to ask
Yeah,
you. I feel like instrumentally, your first album is sort of much houseier in a way. It's very sort of like really sad,
yeah.
but also kind of like going out and partying and ignoring it. Whereas your second one is very much like tonally matching your lyrics. Where did that change come from? How did you come to this sound? What approach changed for this album?
That's a good question. Do you know what? Honestly, it was just that I think from everything that I was going through in my life, behind the scenes, I creatively, I didn't really know if I had much to give. I didn't know if I was really kind of in the right headspace to write at all. And the sessions that I was put into to kind of just write for the love of writing, really, it wasn't kind of like we'd set out or I'd set out to write an album, but it was just I was trying to find the love in writing and being purely creative, and also finding that release, I suppose, emotionally. And I think that the focus of trying to do something that kind of felt like completely non-forced in genre and in style and in sort of like subject matter, it was just a very freeing amount of sessions that I was in that allowed me to sort of play and be open with yeah, style and genre really. And I think that it really wasn't a thought out thing. It was just the way that the songs flowed. And I I had two songs probably written about a year and a half before I wrote the rest of the body of work, but the rest of the 8 tracks were written over 8 weeks. So completely recorded, written, and everything.
Wow.
From yeah, each song was like a day one. You can actually, it's funny actually on some of the sessions. I'm not wearing them today, but I always wear these silver bracelets. And actually, if you listen to the recordings, you can hear my bracelets in the takes. Like we literally didn't. Yeah, like we didn't even go back and re-record because I think it was just sort of like I feel like when I was writing those tracks and in the sessions, it just felt like that was exactly what needed to happen that day.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to go back and try and make it perfect and try and make it something and maybe try and change it to fit more of the dusk vibe. I thought about space and expanse and nature a lot. So, yeah.
I feel like it definitely is better, in my opinion, to keep the sort of roughness in, because you don't want to perfect it, and it just sounds really melodyny and, just sort of like manufactured in a way. Like, I really enjoyed that about your album, is that it never at any point feels like a manufactured thing. It feels intentional, but it doesn't feel like this overproduced sort of like, let's go back and redo this 67 times until it's like actually perfect.
Thank you very much. That really means a lot, actually, because I think I don't know. I really want people to feel like they know me, like without kind of feeling like it's a sort of what's the word really? I suppose like sparkly version that's been kind of like manufactured in a way for it to be a certain thing. Because thank you.
Yeah, of course. No, it's
really
it's very personal. It's very sincere, and it comes across in the music. And I connected with that a lot. I am going to go back and listen for the bracelet jingling.
I'm trying to think which one it's in the most. I think like, and I don't believe you can hear it a bit. And like, it's funny because I remember hearing it and I was like, when we were in the session and I was like, oh, it's become like some sort of percussive element, I suppose. But yeah, you can hear it probably throughout. There's a few tracks you can hear my bracelets. Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to unhear it.
Yeah.
My girlfriend brought up listening to The Waters of March that the singer is making a lot of mouth noises at the start, and now I like can't listen to the song anymore because once you know about those sounds, you can't unnotice them.
Yeah, you're like, yeah. It's like your ears hone into them more so. Yeah.
So I'm gonna hear just bracelets jingling when I listen now.
I know, I'm so sorry. I've alerted you to that
okay.
now.
No, it's okay. I wanted to talk about the first track, Heal, on your new album, which is lyrically, it's about sort of looking outward and asking other people to heal you. But I was watching an interview of you, and you spoke about how you've kind of come to realize that you need to look inward more so than look outward for healing. What is that journey for you? What does healing look like to you? What are you practicing to do that internally?
Do you know, it's a really interesting question. I think that it's funny when you enter into a relationship, you probably think of all of the things that maybe this relationship could do for you. And I think when I realized that this wasn't to be something that would have any sort of longevity, I was kind of like, why was I waiting for somebody else to accept me for being myself and make me feel like I'm whole and make me also feel like all of the hang-ups that I have about myself are actually okay, when really I suppose it's me who needs to kind of just sort of throw and pour that love back into myself, and maybe not be I'm my own worst critic. And I know that maybe a lot of people will probably resonate with that. But I think I give myself a hard time for just probably being me. And I think that, I don't know, I think sometimes it's like, there's a lot of things that maybe I should probably be really happy about that I'm not, like there's little hang-ups that I have about myself that I just sort of think maybe I don't need to focus and fixate on that too much. And I think definitely allowing myself to have more like headspace and try not to hyperfixate on things. And I think just take a step back and really focus on the things that really do matter. And I don't know. I'm trying. I'm learning. I think I'm getting better day by day at like giving myself some more self-care and appreciation. But I think I was looking for validation from somebody else when maybe I need to do it for myself. Somehow, slowly.
It is a Sisyphusian task to put that love back into yourself. It is a very hard thing to do.
Yeah, I think so. And I wish I could say it was easier, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
What are some things that you're doing daily that are helping you move towards that?
I think I'm trying to find like ways of switching my brain off from being obviously the most amazing thing is that something that was my hobby has now become my career, which I'm so eternally grateful for. And I hope that it has longevity. But I'm trying to find ways of being artistic and also kind of using a sort of different part of my brain to switch off the
Yeah.
critical sort of side of my brain. So I've been like painting a little bit more. I've been reading a lot more. I've been trying to do like a lot more sort of exercise and practice and meditating if I remember to, which I know is like a really good way of trying to come back to center. So just trying to do all the good things that don't involve me maybe yeah, being on my phone so much, I suppose,
Yeah.
because I think, although I have been trying to learn chess this year and I've been
Oh,
doing that on
nice.
Duolingo, so I'm trying to teach myself how to play chess. So that's been fun, even though I'm on my phone, but like,
Yeah.
yeah,
It feels a little more
yeah.
intentional than just like scrolling nonstop.
Yeah, and then I think, yeah, and then I sort of like give myself out time for doing that, and I don't know, I love Pinterest as well, so I'm like constantly on there.
It's such
But
a
yeah,
slippery slope. Just the second you turn the phone on, it's just like, all right,
I
nonstop.
know it's like the ring from the Lord of the Rings. It's
Yeah.
like it's always there, and you're like, oh, why are you here again?
I know. I would have to like throw
Yeah,
it
I don't
across the room,
know.
like leave me alone. Um,
Yeah, isn't it? I know.
it's so
Oh,
bad.
yeah.
I
But
get stun locked on Instagram Reels for just hours at a time. It's horrible.
how does it happen? And then the time just, I don't even know, slips away. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to just buy like a Motorola Razor or something at this point, I think.
Smart. Yeah, good idea.
I want to talk to you about your background before you got to this point in your career. You were born in Liverpool, raised in Liverpool?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, in a
Um,
small village outside of. Yeah.
okay, sweet. How was the music scene there? Were you always sort of attracted to music in the way that you are now while growing up there? Like, how did that shape your relationship with music?
Yeah. Well, it's funny because obviously, like, Liverpool's an inherently musical city, and my family have always had like kind of musical interests. Nobody really did it completely professionally, but I've always had musicians kind of around or singers around me in the family. And I think my introduction into sort of live music probably happened a little bit later in life when I moved to Manchester
Mm,
because I went to university and I did study music after thinking I was going to do interior design because I was very shy. I found it really hard to perform in front of people. But my first ever performance and my first ever gig that I went to was Pendulum and DJ Yoda
sick.
in
That's
Sankey's.
awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Sankey Stope in Manchester. I remember that like Pendulum had these decks that they were hanging from the ceiling by chains. So I don't know how they weren't swinging so much, but like, yeah, it was Pendulum and DJ Yoda was my first ever gig. My second gig that I ever went to was Trivium. Um, and yeah, and
So
then
you were in college,
I went to,
by the time you went to your first concert?
yeah, which is wild, but I think it's just because I was so into sports. I
Mm,
think I always sang for myself. I never kind of dreamed of it being anything that I would really do because I was just I would sing on my own in my room and that was kind of it. And yeah, so I don't know. I know that sounds very like, I was around music, but I mean, as far as it goes for like buying concert tickets,
hmm.
I like, it sounds really bad, but I was like 17 years old, but I'd been
That's
to
not
like
bad.
local things and, not like arena things or anything
Yeah,
like that. But my first music festival that I went to was Creamfields in Liverpool, which is like a staple of the UK's festival, like dance music scene, really. I
yeah.
think it's probably the pioneering one. Um, yeah, and I remember seeing Prodigy live, and that was like a real,
That's sick.
yeah, turning point moment for me. Yeah, so like my first innings into seeing electronic music live and seeing music live was like, yeah, real pinnacles of, yeah, quite striking moments for me.
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing
Mm.
the big shooters too. Like those are huge names in EDM that you're seeing for your first concerts. Like that must have been really eye
Oh,
opening. Um,
yeah,
what
it really was. Yeah.
you were singing to yourself, but what was the catalyst for you being like, oh, there's something here. Let me chase after this. Was there some sort of catalyst? Was it internal? Was it external?
No, it was other people. Yeah, because I've always sang to myself as sort of a therapy. I'd be in my room and like if my mum was outside the door, she'd be like, "Oh, you sound really good." I'd be like, "Go away."
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I think
yeah.
yeah,
It's
I'd
like
be
working
like
out in your room. You're like, get
singing.
out of here. I'm vulnerable right now.
Yeah, Yeah. Basically, it felt very exposing. And I think, like, I just kind of like, I always just sang to myself in my room. And like, me and my mum, we did used to sing around the house together a little bit. But, I was always kind of like, when I was a teenager, I was like, I'm not doing that. But yeah, I don't know. I think like I never did like performances in school or anything like that. But then my friends were doing like drama, dance, and after school club, and I kind of just sort of got involved in that, but very loosely, and I was very kind of like shy with it. But I remember I don't know, one of the teachers I think maybe heard me singing across on my own, just like under my voice, and they were like, "Oh, you should like audition for this thing." And I don't know, I was kind of like, oh, I don't know, maybe, but I did audition with this jazz song. It was by K Star. I can't remember what song it was now, but I did audition, and then they were like, well, maybe you should do this part. So I did it.
Whoa.
Very, very scared, but like I managed to. And I think I got like a real buzz from it. And I think after that, I was like, oh, that was like the scariest thing I've ever done, but I felt like the best I've ever felt. So
Yeah.
I think I slowly somehow emotionally tipped the scales into like what I felt. I was chasing the feeling after the performance rather than the before the performance, because I was like getting up there was extremely, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Do you still struggle with stage
I don't know
fright
if
like
that answers
that?
any of that. Oh, if I think about it, yeah.
Yeah.
If I don't think about it, I'm cool. But if I think about it, then I start pacing backstage. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. And I don't, yeah. And I don't know whether like, I don't know. I remember doing the KX5 performance in 2022 at EDC, and that was my first time ever being at EDC as well. And I remember looking out into the crowd and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, that's
And
like one
I
of the
think that,
biggest
like,
crowds ever.
yeah, and do you know, it was the most amazing experience, but I really had to turn my brain off because I was like, if I'm thinking about what I'm about to step out on stage in front of, which was the most amazing experience ever, but I had to like, I had to almost kind of not think about it at all, really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you feel
yeah.
more anxious in a situation like that or in a smaller room with a smaller crowd?
Ooh, probably in a funny way, a smaller crowd because you can really pick everybody out. Yeah. And actually, large crowds as well, you can too, but like only to a degree.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of equal measurement, kind of. But I don't know.
You're just generally at this level of
Yeah.
anxiousness. Yeah.
I'm just generally sitting
Yeah.
somewhere around high. Um,
Yeah.
but like no, I think I'm a lot more relaxed now. But I think it's sort of if I do think about it, then then I really feel it. But I think most of the time I'm able to kind of keep my emotions to a quite calm zone. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any pre-show rituals that you have to do every time?
What do I do? Oh yeah, I say this a lot. Probably sorry, I'm repeating myself. But like
Don't apologize. It's
throat
okay.
coat tea. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, throat coat tea, like herbal tea. I hydrate a bit, and there's something that I do, which I don't recommend to anybody. This is a don't do it, but I always chew gum when I sing,
Oh.
which I know is really bad. Yeah, it's
I
really
don't
bad. Nobody, don't try it. Anybody, it's not a hack. It's like it's basically just yeah. Because I don't want anyone to choke. I basically I always have done. It's a bad habit. Somebody commented on one of my YouTube videos recently and was like, "Are you chewing gum?" I'm like,
Oh my
"Oh
God.
yes, I am." It basically means that I don't have to like hydrate through my set because of the gum. It's sort of so I don't drink water before I go on stage because it takes away all of the natural lubricant. So I just that sounds so gross.
I mean, it sounds like a hack. You're like, hey guys, don't do this. It's not a hack, but it sounds like you figured out a
no.
hack.
Oh no. Nobody should do it though because I think it could be like really dangerous. So like, please, everybody, anyone who's listening, don't try it because I don't think it's a good idea.
We don't want
So
the TikTok
but it
of
is.
somebody spitting gum across the stage because they're getting the
No,
Heimlich.
no. Yeah, so something I do, but it's not something I say to do. Do not do. But yeah.
Do as I say, not as I do. Well,
Or don't do as I say.
or don't do as I say, and don't do as I do.
Basically, yeah.
You have, speaking of KX5, you've collaborated with so many huge EDM artists in the space. Were there any studio sessions or studio moments that stick out to you from those times?
Um, I this I hope this doesn't sound like I'm kind of not answering the question, but I think it's just sometimes when you write something, you feel that it feels good, but you don't really know how much it's going to resonate.
Mm,
But I think there's sometimes, for whatever reason, there feels like there's a tiny bit of magic that might be something that is quite special, and you never really know that moment. It can be, I don't know, some of my most favorite songs that I've written for myself haven't been the most like amazing kind of streaming wise, but like there's little bits of magic in there that you just think like, I don't know why, but this feels like somehow it's going to connect somewhere. And I think, I don't know, that probably isn't answering the question, but I think like being in studio sessions like that, and by the way, the KX5 track, that top line was written not with them in mind and not for them either.
yeah.
It was a song that was written just for, yeah, the love of writing in
And then
2020. And
they
there was a
decided
little,
to keep your vocals in, right?
yeah, which, obviously I was kind of shocked by and still am. But
Yeah.
like, we wrote that top line in June of 2020, and for no other reason apart from just writing something beautiful and hopefully something that people would connect to. But truly, I didn't have any idea that was going to happen. But I think every writing session that I've ever been involved with that's been a track that's gone to or been with a DJ, and been in that world of EDM and the collaborations that I've had, I think it's just those moments of magic that happen that you can't put your finger on.
Yeah.
I think that's the most special takeaway from every single session, really. Yeah. I don't know if that answers that
Oh yeah,
question, but
absolutely.
yeah.
Is
Oh,
there
okay.
is there some sort of thing that happens or a feeling you get that you're like, oh, that's it, that's the magic? Like, what are you looking out for it? Is it just sort of a natural feeling?
I think
What is it?
it's natural. I don't think you can chase it. I don't know. I think it's something that like sonically either happens in the room, or sometimes it just happens after the fact, or when you listen back and you're like, okay, this has something that maybe you couldn't have forced. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah. I don't know. I think that I don't know. Sometimes obviously you can write things to sort of if people want something more specific, you can write it to a more specific thing and it can still have that nice little bit of magic. But I don't know. I just think that sometimes it's like the most organic. I think if you write authentically and you write without trying to make it feel forced, and you write just for the love of writing, usually that's the best thing, I think. Like, yeah, I don't know. I think it's a natural thing that kind of can happen here and there.
Yeah.
Mm.
I feel like that's what
Yeah.
everybody is looking for, but you can't chase it like you said. You just have to really
Which is
go
like
after it.
annoying,
Yeah,
because you
super.
wish that, I mean, like you can like, I don't know. I mean, I have been able to kind of like create something and then be like, oh yeah, I think it needs to have this bit of magic in it. But if you kind of chase the magic, you might not find it, it just sort of presents itself.
Yeah.
Mm.
I wanted to also talk to you about previously, before you started this sort of, not sort of, started this career, you were doing a lot of sort of
Mm.
smaller gigs. Like you mentioned, you sang on boats and you did wedding singing.
Yeah.
Do you have any
Yeah.
memorable moments from any of those gigs? Any horror stories or awesome stories or?
Well, I'll tell you what I used to do on the boats, because this is quite extra. But so like I used to work on a boat that for 3 years, basically off and on the Baltic Ocean, and we used to do 6 45-minute sets, 7 nights a week for 8 weeks.
Oh my God.
So I'd be like, yeah. And I think in the total of like the 8 weeks, I think I saw daylight 4 times.
Oh,
So
because
I
it was on
stopped doing it after that.
was this like a cruise ship?
Yeah, it's called the Silja line, and
Yeah.
it's spelled Silja, and I used to work on that boat,
Okay.
and it's a party boat. It's amazing. And but there was one time I was on it, and it was an 18 to 25 party, and I had a night off, and the band that were playing was Cascada. So,
Oh,
and we've
sick.
met previously. Me and Cascada, we've met. We've bumped into each other in the street in King's Cross in London, and I actually haven't told them that story yet. So I will have to tell them that story.
That's
Be
so
like,
funny.
oh, like back when I used to work on boats, you were like the artist that like we were all watching. Yeah, yeah. So, but I've just, yeah, I don't know. I've had so many different jobs. I used to be like a session vocalist in a studio behind Strange Ways Prison in Manchester. Like,
Whoa.
I used to be like a ghost vocalist as well. I've been a singing teacher for years. And like, yeah, I've kind of done all of the bits and bobs really that
Yeah,
you can kind of
all the
imagine as a
side
vocalist
quests.
would do. I've been the side quest person. Yeah. I've kind of done all of the stuff. Like, yeah, I've been like, I was a gymnastics coach for a while. I was a toilet cleaner for a while. I was a security guard for a while on a flower show.
Whoa.
I've worked in retail. I've been a waitress. I've like, yeah, my friends always laugh because I've had the most jobs out of everybody because I just side quested so much.
But
Yeah.
also, like, that's such a full life. Like, I feel like in order to be meaningful as an artist, you have to have a life that's been worth talking about. And it sounds like you've done that.
Mhm.
So
I've done little bits and bobs, you
a little
know.
bit of everything. Um,
Yeah.
so you're on tour right now. You're traveling a lot. I saw you mention somewhere that you actually really love being on planes. Is that true?
Yeah, because I can like switch off and watch like films, watch multiple films. Yeah.
What is your favorite movie film? Like top three? What are films you go to on the plane? You're like, oh my god, thank God they have this.
Lord of the Rings.
You watch all of Lord of the
Yeah.
Rings? Do you watch all three, or do you just watch one of
Well,
them?
if I can, I will. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Fully. Yeah. I'm like locked in. So yeah, I just rewatched again. So yeah, Lord of the Rings for me. But
Are
I mean,
you
apart from that, like any new watches that have kind of been like, I don't know, I suppose the new releases I'll watch, like say if there's the Oscar nominations or anything like that, you know, ones that haven't come out yet in the UK, then yeah, I'll
it's like
watch that.
screw watching the
Yeah.
Odyssey in 70 millimeter. I'm waiting for that American Airlines flight. That's long enough.
Oh, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean that's going to be me coming back, you know, because LA to the UK, it's like 11 hours. So
Yeah.
if they're there, I'll be watching Christopher Nolan. I'm sorry if I watch it on a plane for the first time, but yeah.
He's gonna be pissed. He's gonna personally reach out and be
Yeah,
like, dude,
yeah.
come on.
You ruined it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you an extended edition Lord of the Rings watcher, or are you just sort of like, all right, I'll just whatever's on if it's on?
I mean, I have, yeah. I mean, I did watch once. I don't drink anymore. I'm a sober bunny, but like I once had a hangover where I watched all three extended editions in one day, cried all day and ate pizza. But it was, like when
It's
you're like, this is a
the
really
ideal
bad but
Saturday.
amazing day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was so sad, but I was so happy at the same time. Just pizza everywhere, like crying, but watching all extended editions. Yeah. So
It's like
yeah.
15 hours of movie.
Yeah, it was a long hangover, but a great day. And wow, yeah. Yeah. So yeah.
Well, when you're not watching Lord of the Rings and crying with pizza and making music and performing, what are you doing?
I like going home and seeing like my family. They still live in and around Liverpool. We've got a family dog called Reggie, who's a legend, and he's 12 years old, Hungarian Vizsla.
Reggie.
He's epic. Reggie's so cool. Yeah, I like walking him. I love going down to the beach because where I'm from is like there's a beach and a woodland and like a red squirrel reserve, and it's really cute. And yeah, like just seeing friends and trying to be out in nature and yeah, like I said before, trying to be creative, but not, within the realms of music. I listen to music all the time. It's like,
Yeah.
if I didn't, I'd not be okay. But I think, just trying to sort of come back to center, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When making music your career, when it's something you love doing, is that something that you struggle with, having to be something you stay passionate with while also having it be your job?
I think so. I've done it. I've done it before where I've been like in sessions sort of, nearly every single day of the week writing. And I found that if I was oversaturating myself, I started to not enjoy it as much because it felt a bit like I didn't want to make it like forced creativity because I still want to be inspired and still want to write and feel like I'm connected to the songs rather than just feeling like it's sort of a, like an exercise, which sometimes it's good to do because also it kind of forces you to create in a sense, in a way that maybe you wouldn't have before. But I try and approach it with like I feel like I'm constantly always working on my artist project, and I'm always kind of like every day I'm working with it. But it's sort of when I'm approaching writing sessions, I try and do it in a lighter way so it doesn't feel forced, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just trying to make it as organic as possible. And I'm still trying to make sure that I'm not sort of exhausting the wrong kind of storyline that maybe I want to approach with more care and attention. Yeah.
Somebody in this Discord brought up this theory, the like 10 spoons theory, where every day you only have 10 spoons to give out. And like going and getting a coffee is 1 spoon, and going and reading a book is 2 spoons. And like they say,
Yeah.
hey, I'm all out of spoons for the day, man. I can't do that. I feel like you're setting your energy up for being able to, you know, have the spoons to do what you need to do and not burn yourself out. So I feel like that's a very good relationship, it sounds like you have with it.
Oh, I try. I quite like that analogy, actually. I might take that because I've never heard that analogy
that's why I'm
before,
sharing
so.
it. I'm taking it from that person. It's you say, hey man, I don't got the spoons for that. Like, I gotta save my
Yeah,
spoons for that.
I'm gonna take that.
Absolutely. I'll send you the Wikipedia article about it. You can study up.
Oh yeah, yes, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll read. Yeah.
You have a great sense of style. I have seen you twice now, and both times you've had really sick outfits on. Who are some of your fashion and style icons? Who are your inspos?
Good question. I mean, to be honest, I've always sort of been drawn to, and especially this time around with this album, but historical items of fashion, and being able to blend different time periods. Because I think, like, okay, my color palette is the same because black is my favorite color. But I think that, like, I love playing around with like silhouettes and shapes, and I think like Vivienne Westwood is very good at obviously was very good at bringing in those kind of maybe historical fashion kind of silhouettes into clothing to bring it into modern day. So I've always quite enjoyed that kind of, almost kind of costume like silhouettes that have sort of been pulled from different time periods throughout history. And I think also as well, sorry, this isn't really going with like icons of people, but it's probably more designers. But I think like Alexander McQueen as well has got some incredible like silhouettes and ways of playing with material to really sort of bring out I don't know, like a different way of wearing clothing. That along with like Comme des Garçons as well. And so probably more so, sorry, I know that's not really answering about like fine. People, but it's probably more about, like silhouettes and what you can do with fabric. And there's many more. But I know those ones are just the ones that come to my head now at the moment. But
I feel like that's the like iceberg is like up here. It's like your basic stuff, and then it's like, okay, what is the brand I'm wearing? And then it's like, oh, actual, like, what percentage cotton is this? Like, how are the silhouettes? Like, the deepest part of it is when people don't even care about the brand. It's more about like, all right, what is a silhouette? What is the history of this? And it gets really, really intense.
Yeah, because the clothing I've been wearing recently, and especially for the Dark album cover, was amazing because I actually was able to delve into some archival pieces. And some of those pieces that I've got in that photo are actually like Victorian pieces. I think one of them is a sort of reconstruction of, or like a reimagining of a sort of Marie Antoinette style kind of like really big caged. It's about a meter wide caged skirt. But some of those pieces that I'm wearing in that album cover are, like actually really old archival pieces that I had to be very careful with.
I was going to say Marie Antoinette when I thought about your cover and the press photo that we used, but I didn't want to bring up somebody that got beheaded.
No, well, do you know what? It's funny because to say, you were saying about style icons, it's not anything that's entwined with her as a specific person within history. I think it's just more to do with the way that the clothing was, just rather sort of Baroque. So not really picking on, not picking on her as a character. It's just more kind of the drama behind the pieces that people were wearing at that time, really, rather. So so just to put that out there, there's no real reference to Marie Antoinette.
We're not fans of Marie Antoinette. Or what she did, or did not do.
No, it's just, So it's literally just the drama of the pieces that have kind of, I think, clothing-wise, what you can, I love silhouettes, I don't know, and sort of textural kind of pieces, and it's fun to play with size, and
Very cool. I want to get to some audience questions, but I also have a couple questions that we ask every episode that I wanted to now ask you in a section we call Last Call. The first one, which if you have an item to show and tell, you can, is what is something that you always need to have with you on tour?
Well, I have 3 items. Is that okay?
For sure. Encouraged, actually.
Okay, cool. So encouraged. Okay, well, I'm going to bring to the table my show and tell. Okay, so the first thing that I have, which is very, very basic, I know, but because I travel a lot, who could I be?
Nice.
There are other brands out there. Just I'm not no sponsorship, obviously, but like that, I'm telling you, when I'm struggling and 10 coffees don't work, that seems to do the trick for me. So I always travel with that.
Electrolytes.
Other than that, electrolytes, you just need them. For me personally, with my like jet lagged mind, it's like the only thing that tends to help me out. But other than that, I'm really into perfume and scents. So like I always have like a travel perfume, and the one I've
Nice.
got at the moment is, sorry, this is like quite beaten up now, but it's Tay Noir 29 by Le Labo, and it's a little like 15 ml thing, but I can just like chuck it in my bag, and
Sweet.
yeah, it's excellent. So very nice. But the third one, it's quite an interesting one. You know, Theragun. You know
Yeah.
they do like for your shoulders and stuff.
Yeah.
They make a face mask, and
That, like,
so. Yes, it has 6 settings. It is a vibrating face mask, and it's USB chargeable, and it's completely blackout. And it's like, my friend bought me it, and I feel like she bought me it as a joke present. But I'm not kidding you. This is very, very good. And it's kind of like, I think the vibration on your face makes you forget about the things in your brain.
It's literally shaking you around.
Yeah. So it's like you can't see anything and you can't think anything. So this is the thing that, like,
that's sweet.
Yeah. So it's like, this vibrating face mask from Therabody.
Are you on the plane with that, or is that an at-home thing?
Yes. So I'm actually, this tour, I'm on a tour bus as well. So there's like 12 bunks on the tour bus. And at the moment, there was like, I think there's going to be about 7 of us on there. And like, obviously people are going to get up at different times. So like, people will be turning the lights on at different times. So I've just got this. This is my So I'm on the bus, just, with this.
Sounds
it's
great,
really,
honestly.
Really good. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. But my friend bought me it, I think, as a joke present, but more fool her because it's actually really good. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it would be quite nice. I could use that, to be honest. Just like get rid of all the thoughts.
It's good. It's good. You can't think anything, I'm telling you.
What is some concert etiquette that you wish more people followed?
Oh, I think it's the no phones thing, in a sense. I think having a phone in there is really good. And I think capturing some moments is great. And I think having those moments, because I do that. I do film things, but I feel like having more time to be present, I think, in the moment as well. So I think like not necessarily no phones for the whole of the concert, but I would say like sparingly using them so that you can feel everything for yourself at the time. And not that you're not, but like I know myself, whenever I'm watching a gig, if I'm like looking at and recording, I'm looking at my phone rather than the performance. You know what I mean? So I'm not kind of like no and anti-phones completely, but I think that like, taking more time for being present in the moment, I think, and maybe just, feeling it fully more so without the phone, I think. Maybe a bit. So I'm not hating on people who have the phones because I do it myself, but like, I think, just more presence, I think, just because it's beneficial for everyone.
I totally agree. And I remember this is something that stuck with me. I read a long time ago that your brain is more like prone to remembering pictures that you take rather than memorizing the actual moment. And so if you take a bunch of pictures in your brain, the memory is more the photos that you've taken than the actual moment. And so I've tried to be very like purposeful with how many times I'm whipping my phone out and recording or taking photos, because I don't want the whole thing to be just like what's on my phone. But I don't know, that's just something that stuck with me.
I'm the same. I went to go and see Deftones recently. Like I said before, they're one of my favorite bands, and they played my favorite song, which is Cherry Waves. It's a great song. It's a great song if you wanted to listen.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's such a good song. But they played that, and I was like really conscious. I was like, I'm only gonna get the first like 15 seconds, so I know that they did it. But like the rest of it, I was like, I'm gonna feel this whole song.
Yeah.
But it's
as
like
you should.
Trying to balance. Yeah.
You also like don't want to just be bothering other people the whole show like this in their face.
Yeah. Oh, however, though, because I'm only little, I actually went to, I was at World Pride in Amsterdam last weekend, and Madonna brought out Kylie, and I was too little to really see both of them. And there was somebody in front of me who had their phone, and they zoomed in. So I was like, ooh, they were like my monitor, So I was like, that's
sweet.
So Yeah. So I was like, oh, I couldn't like see that far. So I was like, ooh.
So
So
if
that
you're
was
in front
kind
of
of
a
handy
short
for me.
person, it's okay to record a lot, but otherwise keep the phone in the pocket.
Help us out. Yeah.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
is bringing you joy lately?
Oh, do you know what? Reading, actually, because I think I have moments of like not reading at all, and then when I read, I'm like, wow, it's like a film in there. I can like make it. Yeah, like I access a different part of my brain that I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, like I can like really see what's going on. And I think that I forgot what catharsis I got from reading, and I've truly found the joy in reading again. So that's been nice.
Have
Yeah.
you ever read a book that got turned into a movie and then watched the movie, and how did that relationship to the book change?
Ooh, it's a good
It's
question.
okay
I
if you haven't.
think no. I mean, I read there is there. I read the Twilight books right back in the day, and I remember.
No
I
shame in
remember I
that,
used to
dude.
work in no, I used to work in game, the gaming store.
Hmm. Like game,
Like,
is it
yeah.
like it's
So I used
like
to work,
EB Games or GameStop, like that vibe?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, like so like PlayStation, Xbox, and
yeah,
those
yeah,
those
yeah.
things. Yeah. So I used to work in a gaming store, and I remember that one of my colleagues that gave me the book just before the films came out, and I like read them so quickly before the film came out. And I remember when the film came out, and I was kind of like, okay, Robert Pattinson, I see what's going on here. Like, so I kind of, yeah, I was like, I think the image of what you imagine characters to look like, then kind of like, obviously, it's like, yeah, the interpretation of how people are like on screen as to how you would think they would be character wise in the book. And then, yeah, I remember being like quite satisfied with it because I thought it was pretty cool that it was getting a film version. But apart from that, I remember reading The Lovely Bones before I saw the film, and that is an absolutely heartbreaking film and book. I don't know if
Seriously.
anybody's read it or watched the film. That was, I remember seeing it on screen and I was like, oh, I felt like they did an incredible job of adapting the book to screen, and it's such a heavy hitting story. I think they're probably that sounds probably, I should probably read more film to book series situations, but it's like Twilight and The Lovely Bones. I remember,
The fact that
yeah,
you've done
like,
two is probably more than most people, if we're being honest.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 I do want to save some time for some audience questions, so I'm going to get to a couple of those real
Yeah.
quick.
Yes.
Violet asks, "Do you think your style on and off stage helps you convey the vibe of your music?"
Oh, as in clothing wise kind
I
of
think
vibes.
so.
Do you know what? I think that like it's definitely, I feel the most myself that I have in my life. Is that a sentence? I think it is. I feel the most myself than I ever have really done in my life. And I think that actually being able to kind of tap into, what makes me feel like me and being able to express myself with clothing and also kind of, yeah, just, I think being able to have license to play has allowed me to sort of accentuate my artist project, but also myself to a degree. I don't know, I feel a little bit more self assured because I've found the things that make me feel good, and dopamine dressing is an amazing thing. And I definitely think it's given me like a confidence that I didn't know that I could access. Yeah, I think working with my stylist Bo has been amazing because he doesn't do my daily life, but like for shows and things like that to help me elevate. It's been a real eye opener to, yeah, just play around with fashion and find what feels good and wear the things that make you feel joyful. Yeah.
For people that don't know what is dopamine dressing?
Oh, dopamine dressing is like finding those pieces that maybe you probably wouldn't have thought that they would have been for you, but you look at them and they give you that little spark of joy. Because I always thought fashion was for somebody else and not me. Because I was like, surely that couldn't be something I could wear because that's for someone who's fashionable. And I just kind of, I found pieces that I thought were quite, I don't know, I felt an inherent kind of joy about them. And like, this is kind of like, I don't know, got like funny little sleeves and a little collar. And I just kind of, and it's batwing. I don't know. And I just love it. And I think I wear it probably most out of all of my clothing. But maybe a couple of years ago, I would have thought, oh, maybe that's a bit avant garde. Maybe I wouldn't pick that up for me to just wear so I'm wearing like tracksuit bottoms and this. And, I'm like, I'm very comfy, but also feeling kind of like elevated. And I
No,
think
yeah.
I've found the things that give me little bits of joy and just, yeah, throw things together that make me feel good. So dopamine dressing. Yeah.
That's very enlightened. Also, I'm gonna give
Oh,
it. I'm gonna give this a second. I think we're losing you a little bit, and I want to make sure that we get your answers. So wait
oh,
a second. I think maybe. I think
you
we're
got me
okay.
back now?
Yeah, I think we're good. Um.
No, I'm so sorry about that though.
Oh, dear, it's not your fault. Why did you set up those Wi-Fi blockers in your room, dude?
I
Um.
don't know.
um. Preacher asked, "Are there any book recs?"
Oh, book recommendations. What have I been reading recently? Oh, yeah. There was a book by Stacey Halls, and I think it's called The Familiars. And it's all about like, it's kind of witchy, but it's very cool. I just thought it was very beautifully written. And yeah, I think that was a book that I read most recently that kind of made me, after my stopgap, I did read Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell before the film came out. I haven't watched the film yet, actually. That's one I'll do. That is also an excellent book. Other than that, I have actually been doing the Fourth Wing books. I was recommended them and I've actually really enjoyed them. So I've read all three of those recently. And I'm reading a book at the moment by Eva Green called The Glass House, which is like, again, really enjoyable. I'm actually really enjoying that. But Stacey Hall's The Familiars, like I say, I just thought it was really beautifully written. Yeah.
I'll have to check that out. I am so bad about
Yeah.
reading, but I always am like, oh, I want to listen. I want to read these, and then we'll see. I'll have to actually try and check them
Yeah.
out.
Oh, sometimes I end up with a stack of books, because I classically put a bag in a book. Well, that'd be good, wouldn't it? I put a book in a bag, and then I forget about it, and I'm like, oh damn! So I end up with these half-read books that I've forgotten what the plot is all about. But yeah, I don't know. I'm maybe I should set up like a little reading list somewhere because I'm thoroughly enjoying it, and it really is a great headspace situation of mine at the moment. So
That
yeah.
would be great. I would definitely
Mm,
appreciate that because I am bad about remembering what books I want to read. Um,
yeah, same.
Andy asked, when you look at photos from your shows, what do you notice first? The emotion, your look, the lighting and color, the scale of the production, etc. What makes you look at a photo and think, yes, that's HAYLA?
Oh, for me to look at a show back and kind of go, oh, that feels like that's quintessentially me and the artist.
Mm-hmm.
I I don't know. That's a good question because I think that like for me, I just get emotional really looking at photos of the audience because I think the fact that people want to even come to a show for me is like amazing. So, but I think sort of like choosing clothing, I think that plays with light is really important for me. So like I like having flowy bits of material on my clothing so that it actually can throw out and maybe like cast a bit of a shadow and play with the lighting production that we've got at the moment. I am looking into developing the stage so it brings people further into my world a little bit. So I think world building for me is quite important. And I think the more I do, the more I want to kind of play with that to bring people into my world a little bit more so. But I think I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know really. I feel like I don't know. I just try and be my most authentic self, and I know that HAYLA is kind of like I suppose is me, but maybe like more of an elevated version of me on a daily basis. But I think that yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that, I'm not sure really how to answer it correctly to give you a good enough answer, really. I don't know if that's answered it at all, but I
It's a
think
pretty
that,
deep question. It's like, what does quintessentially make you you?
yeah, I think just trying to, I don't know, just be myself as most much as possible and find those kind of elevated moments and pushing myself to a level that maybe I'd feel like, I don't know, I feel like I want to get involved in maybe some more dance elements on stage, just because I feel like that would be pushing myself out of my comfort zone a little bit more so. But I think, yeah, I don't know, just getting lost in the music. And I think if I can see myself just feeling like, if I ever see a photo back and think, oh yeah, I'm fully in it, I can kind of tell a little bit more so if I'm, yeah, I don't know, it's mid-song maybe, mid-song. I don't know if that answers it. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
okay.
that's a
You don't
good
have to
question. I've never really
apologize.
thought about that before.
But I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that does lead into Andy's next question, which is if someone had never heard your music before and you had to show them one moment from your latest live show, what moment would you choose?
Hmm. I would probably play. I probably would play dark, actually. Um, or even if it was something from the St. Pancras church performance, which, by the way, if I can in the future bring that somehow to Canada or to the States, I'm going to try because that was something really special that I'd like to be able to share. But I think maybe the title track from the album Dark, purely because I just think it's a very telling story. And also, I think vocally for me, it's fun because it kind of moves between the more intimate style of vocal to like the bigger soaring choruses that I really enjoy singing. Because I feel like emotionally for me, I'm able to sort of release a lot of, yeah, sorrow and, yeah, sorry, getting emotional, but yeah.
It's an emotional song.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I don't want to take up too much of your time, and we went a little bit over, so I appreciate
I'm
you
fine.
and your patience. But thank you
Yeah.
so much for taking the time to do this and be here and speak with me. And
Oh,
it's been so lovely. I
thank
also want to
you.
mention, I didn't mention at the start, HAYLA is playing with us on Sunday, August 16th at the 9:30 Club. You can get tickets right now, today, and you should. It's going to be a very cool show. I want to
Oh.
give you the floor. Is there anything you want to say before we head out?
Oh, I just want to say, like, thank you for having me on here. It's been amazing to chat, and yeah, thank you so much to everyone who's been following me on this journey. I think I don't know, this tour's one of those things that like we, had it in our eye line for quite some time, and then I don't know, just getting out and on stage and being able to sing with people and dance with people and just kind of be all together. It feels amazing, and I'm just so grateful to be able to say that I do this for my career. So yeah, well, emotional. Sorry, but like
we're happy you're here.
Yeah,
We're excited to have you here
yeah.
in just about 6 days, and we wish you nothing but the
Oh yeah,
best.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Great.
Thank you so much, my
Thank
love.
you for being
Honestly,
here.
thank you so much for having me.
Great
Yeah,
talking to
thank
you.
you. Have a lovely day.
You too. Enjoy
Happy
Boston.
Monday.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Monday.
Thank you, my love.
All right.
Yeah. Have a
Bye,
lovely
everybody.
week.
Thank you
Thank
for
you
being
so
here.
much.
All right.
Bye. Thank you, everybody.
See ya.
See ya. Bye.